Hi, Bill Landing here again on Interesting Individuals. My guest today has been a photographer in the Michigan City, LaPorte County area. She's going to talk about the photos that she shoots, and she's going to tell us why she is an interesting individual. Nancy Addie. Nancy, thank
Hi.
you for joining me.
Yep.
Okay. Well, how long in photography?
Almost 7 years.
Okay. Did you take any classes or
No.
learn from anybody or?
No. About 7 years ago, I became a weather watcher for CBS.
Okay.
And they were just looking for people all around the area to send in weather pictures.
Okay.
And I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun. And I never really took pictures before. So I started taking pictures for CBS and for their weather watchers. And they would put them on the TV. And I got bored of taking pictures of clouds in my backyard. So
yeah, I can see
so
that.
I started taking pictures. I started in LaPorte, taking pictures of Stone Lake and Pine Lake and Clear Lake, and it was just beautiful out there. I thought, wow, it's really pretty out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I started taking pictures, and I started putting them on my Facebook page. My Addie Acres page is our farm. That's our farm. Addie Acres is our farm. And because I write stories about living with llamas and all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh.
And
Is that on Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
Addie Acres, and I write stories, about living with llamas and making fun of my husband, and all kinds of fun stuff. And
well,
anyway,
one thing we're sure the llamas can't talk back to you, so that's
no, well, they would like to. So I started putting them on my Facebook page and, sharing them here and there with other groups, and people just started going gaga over them.
Well, that's great.
And I went, okay, I'll start taking more pictures. And then I discovered the lighthouse and Lake Michigan, and I started going to the lighthouse and Lake Michigan and Beverly Shores.
And you've been out there during some treacherous weather.
Oh, my gosh.
And I say to myself, gosh, I just look at that and I say, I hope she knows what she's doing when those waves are crashing, and it's good footage, but I hate to see anything happen to you.
Well, for those wave shots that I get, you have to be in the water. So I am in the water. I'm on my knees. My camera is about this far from the ground. And, when those waves come, I have to pick up my camera or my phone, so they don't get wet.
Absolutely.
But I'm in the water, and my husband and I will, Chad and I will, it'll be 20 degrees below zero, and we're the only idiots out there because I'm like, I gotta get those ice pictures. I just love ice. I love ice pictures on the lighthouse and forming along the beach, and so that's how I got into it.
Oh, well, that sounds interesting. Well, let's talk a little bit. Have you ever met Tom Skilling? I know you put some stuff on.
Not yet. Not yet. He's been featuring my pictures anywhere from 1 to 4 pictures a week for about 4 years now.
Okay.
I think I started with him. It used to be CBS and WNDU, WSBT with Matt Rudkin. Did I say his name right?
I don't know. I don't know the name, but yeah.
Okay, he's a weatherman in South Bend, and he would show my pics, but mostly I just do WGN now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what I do.
Well, let's talk about the type of camera that you use, or cameras.
Well, this is Little Red, is what I call her. She is a Nikon Coolpix. She's real small, not much bigger than my phone. And when I was looking for a camera about 6 years or so ago, I went to Walmart. And
I bought electronic stuff from Walmart myself.
Well,
so.
I saw this camera. It was the same color as my Jeep. And I went, oh, it matches my Jeep. I'll get this. So that's why I got the little Nikon. She does really good pictures. She really does.
Absolutely.
She does really good. I tried one of those big fancy smancy cameras with the long lenses, and it was for me, it was so complicated.
Yeah.
with the settings and the lighting and
You got to get what's most comfortable for you. Now, question: you do some of this on your phone too, right?
Yeah, I do about 90% of my photography on my phone now.
Well, you've answered my question. I was going to ask you what is the difference between the two.
Well, this is really good for far away, like those sun spots over the lighthouse. You have to get real close. And this really is great for splash and convenience. I mean, so when I'm in the water on my knees getting full of sand, I hate sand. I do. I just hate it.
I know. It's annoying.
This is what I use, for that. So
the Nikon and then your phone.
Yes.
90%. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you've talked a little bit about. We're going to go back into like the locations you've picked. You've done Stone Lake, Pine Lake, Lake Michigan. So these are what's been unique about all the different lakes you've been to?
Well, I really like Stone Lake and LaPorte because it's just beautiful, and there's a lot of wildlife there. There's the blue heron and the swans and egrets. You can just find all kinds of beautiful birds over there in Stone Lake. And Clear Lake, it has the sisters. Those are 3 cypress trees that are in the water.
Okay, sure.
And they were planted for 3 little boys who died in the 1930s. And they're still there, but they're called the sisters. And they're just very unique trees that are in the water. But my very favorite is the lighthouse.
Yes.
And Lake Michigan, because I know I've taken 5,894 pictures of the lighthouse, but every picture is different. Yeah. The coloring, the clouds, the waves, everything is different. The ice, everything is always different. And I'm just drawn to the lighthouse in Beverly Shores in Lake Michigan and the sunset going down.
I'll just say this, the sunset and the water is just fantastic.
It is.
I may point out, there's sort of a dark look about it. But the sun and the water are just that's what they I think have turned out to be quite well. So if I can share something here, I was reading one of the Michigan City history books off the library, and they showed photos, and they were showing photos about the ice, and this was back in the 1920s or something. Now, there was a picture of the lighthouse, but it was from about 30 or 40 feet out into the water, which means the person that took that photo had to go out there on the ice, and I thought how incredibly dangerous that was. But they got away with it. They got the picture of it. Then there's another photo that was interesting. The old lighthouse. The men that would work there was no pier, so there was a long distance apart, so they had to get in like a little chair and go across to get to the other side. But so I just wanted to share that,
Yeah.
So, do you have any other plans of going to any other local locations?
Not right at the moment. Chad and I were always talking about taking a road trip and going along Lake Michigan and getting pictures of other lighthouses and other views of the lake, and someday we'll do that. But for right now, I am just capturing God's beauty.
Okay.
And all the pictures I take, really, it's just capturing His beauty.
I know you get comments on there, and I've commented myself a couple times. Do you know what maybe other states where people have commented on your pictures?
Oh my gosh, I have people all over the United States, and I think a couple from Great Britain, other countries that actually follow my pictures.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And sometimes I sell my pics, and they've gone all the way to Texas and California. I haven't none have gone out of the country yet, but I don't really do it for the money. I don't. I know. It's not a business for me. It's just what us old people do.
Oh, well.
we go out, we take pics.
We go out and take pictures.
Yeah.
Now, what do you need to do? anybody can take a camera and just take a picture, but doesn't mean it's going to turn out okay.
Right.
So what do you need to do to make sure you have a clear shot? That there's no glare, that you're capturing the sunset and everything. So what are some of the tricks of the trade that you have to do there?
I don't really do much of anything. I just point, shoot, download, and I just let God do His work, really. Because sometimes I'll download some of these pictures and I go, wow, I don't really remember seeing it like that. It's just, I don't know. I would like to have a different camera and actually learn the settings and that kind of stuff, but that's complicated. I don't do complication very well.
No, that's true. That's true. But like I said, those lighthouse pictures and the lake and the sun, how they combine, that's really good. And ever do anything in any of the festivals?
We do the Sunflower Festival every year in LaPorte.
Okay.
We set up a booth and I sell my pictures. And I wrote a children's book. It's called Marge's Chicken. It's a true story about a pet chicken I had when I was a little girl that wore a diaper in the house. And so we sell that. We sell that one too. But really, that's all we do. It's a sunflower thing with my book and a few of my canvases.
Now, did you publish the book yourself, or did you get some help from somebody?
Our niece published. She has a little publishing thing. Actually, Amy, she illustrated it because she's a professional artist, and she pulled it all together. I just wrote the story, and she pulled it all together for me and got it published.
All right. Well, you don't hesitate to go out in the winter months. Anything like getting Christmas decorations, or maybe you have already. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all the stuff you do. Anything like with the Christmas holiday?
You mean at the lighthouse?
Well, no, anywhere. Just here in town, if you see decorations of Christmas.
Yeah, we have done that. We've gone downtown, Franklin Street during Christmas because it's so pretty. And
it is.
Because I'm always trying to promote LaPorte County, Michigan City and LaPorte mostly on WGN and the other stations because, Michigan City and LaPorte, they're just awesome places, and it offers a lot of beauty and I'm always trying to promote it and so I'm always out for Christmas and do the lights at the courthouse in LaPorte and Franklin Street here in Michigan City and so I try.
Oh, of course.
I try.
Is that a miniature camera?
It is.
Necklace? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. It is. Somebody who follows me sent me this about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And I wear it. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your family life,
Okay.
and which includes the llamas. So.
Yes, my dingbats. Yep. We have 2 llamas and 1 alpaca. We just lost a llama this spring, so we had 3 llamas, so now we're down to 2. We have a mini horse, a donkey, a potbelly pig, and 2 goats, and lots of chickens.
Lots of chickens.
So, lots of chickens.
A lot of. Other than your husband Chad, do you have children?
We have 6 kids. We blended a family of 6 children.
Okay.
So,
what do you have? Boys, girls? What?
We have 4 girls and 2 boys.
Okay.
And 9 grandchildren.
Okay.
So
are any of them
I am a grandma.
Are any of them still living in the area here?
My son, who I mentioned, who passed away a couple years ago, his son, Leo, lives in LaPorte. But all of our other kids, Chrissy and Nathan, they do missionary work in Egypt. So they live in Egypt. We have a daughter who lives in California. We have my daughter lives in Chicago and has a dog walking business. The other ones are in West Lafayette. They're kind of scattered.
Those dog walking jobs.
Yeah.
When being in Chicago one time a few years ago, I saw a man. He had like 4 of them at once. Dogs.
Oh my goodness!
Wrapped around his middle and his section and his stomach. So okay. Of the alpaca and the llama, is there anything different in their personality?
Well,
'Cause animals have emotions, we know, and
Lincoln, who's our alpaca, and Sammy, he's one of our llamas. They came together.
mhm,
Somebody gave them to us when their father had to go into a nursing home, and they asked if we would take them.
uh,
So they're real close. They're buddies. But Lincoln is a little bit shorter, and his face is a little more squashed in.
mhm.
And Lincoln, the alpaca, he screams at everything. I mean, there would be a leaf blowing across the field, and he'll look at it. And, they have this real high pitched voice, and he goes, "Ar, ar, 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 ar," and he'll scream at everything.
I see.
And Sammy is like a muppet. He looks like a muppet. He acts like a muppet. You can pet him. You can hug him. You can hold him practically. The other two, you can get real close to them, but they're a little skittish,
All right.
But
Okay, well, we're taping this show on a Saturday. You got any plans to go out and film anything or shoot anything today?
well, it all depends on the sunset. So I was at the lighthouse, I think 3 times this week.
Uh-huh.
And I was actually in the water getting, those wave shots. So when you see those wave shots and they're coming up, that's because Nancy is on her knees in the water and she's taking those wave shots. So I don't know if I'm going to do that again tonight. Sometimes, you just get so much of sand and so all depends what the sun's going to do, really.
Okay. All right. Well, Nancy, Addie, I really enjoyed having you
Thank
on.
you.
Best of luck with your photography.
Yes,
And keep
thank
those
you.
great photography coming. I also want to just pass along a thank you to your husband, Chad, who worked with me in lining up the interview.
Yeah.
So you have at it, and I myself will be watching the site to see what's going to be coming on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you, dear.
That's this edition of Interesting Individuals. I'm Bill Landing. Thank you for watching. I'm in the 4-H building right now where they have projects going on here, and taking some time to visit with me is...
Shay Peckett.
All right, Shay, what's going on?
Well, this is our small projects building, and we have several different things in here. We have our models, we have our farm model displays, we have our photography, salon, color, black and white, American heritage, home and family. We have the vegetables, archery, shooting, pets, woodworking, electronics, and etymology.
All right. Do you have any family members that are in 4-H?
I do. I have a 10-year-old grandson and a 15-year-old granddaughter.
All right. How many years have you been involved with the 4-H?
Well, we've done about 4 years because my grandson did 2 years of mini, which is kind of introducing them to 4-H, and then he's done 2 years of regular 4-H.
All right. And after the fair, what's next?
Well, then we start on next year. We start picking out our projects for next year and start working on those.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I have members of the LaPorte County Sheriff's Department with me now, and I have.
Deputy Austin Eppel.
Jake Peisowitz.
All right. Well, what's going on at the fair this year?
We're just manning the sheriff's booth, just trying to improve public relations, hand out some swag to kids.
All right. No, I heard you were knowledgeable in some of these areas. Let's hear it. They praised you off camera.
Yeah. No, a lot of the kids are coming in, and we just got a lot of handouts for them. Some of the kids from our schools, so it's nice seeing them come out.
That's good. What positions do you hold in the department?
We're both SROs. I'm the school resource officer for LaPorte High School. So being out here at the fair is great. Kids coming in are most of our students, so it's awesome.
And it's good to see the kids getting involved with some constructive projects. Sadly, I know a lot of teenage kids get a bad rep because, that they age with a drink and partying and everything. But, this is something that is really, good to, hopefully some of them can pursue.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
What it's all about.
What it's all about.
Okay. Thanks so much, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, he plays the second time. It's all about people. 2 people, 3 people, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Right now you're at 3. But 3 and 3 don't make 12. There's no one over here.
Come on out. No, it was what?
Some of these rides you couldn't get me on no matter how much you paid me. Wow. I tell you. I'm Bill Lanning. That's this edition of Interesting Individuals. Hope you enjoyed our program. As always, we will see you again soon.